welcome to another episode of Love and Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valera. On today's episode, we're going to continue our trek through season 18 of Married at First Sight with episode 14. We are inching closer and closer to decision day for our couples in Chicago, and this season has been a lot of fun. I really have enjoyed it. I really found myself enjoying most of this cast, and I appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week to listen to me break down Married at First Sight. I have been a little bit behind, but as we are inching closer, I'm catching up, folks, catching up with this season of Married at First Sight and breaking down each and every single episode. Obviously, things are starting to heat up. Madison's party till in the wee hours of the morning. David's, scandalous text message. Akeche just continues to be him. Juan admits that Carla's new age lifestyle really isn't for him. Michelle isn't letting her suspicions rest at the couple's retreat. This was a drama-filled episode in the Windy City, and I can't wait to dive in here. Let's see here. As the clock ticks closer to decision day, Madison seems to be enjoying some of the extra late nights while her husband, Alan, sleeps on the sofa, lying in wait. Madison cuts a grainy finger on the camera, returning to the apartment in the wee hours 3 times in 1 week. When Alan questions her about her late night, she blames it on a long line at a taco joint. Later that afternoon, with the Dr. Paye, Madison defends her nights out as just a blow-off steam after her and Alan had a disagreement. Alan doesn't find us so innocent and admits that when Madison now's late, he has nightmares of her hooking up with random dudes. But Madison says she wasn't aware her late nights at the Taco Velveeta were causing him anxiety and promises to taper her party nights. I'm good with that. You know what I mean? That's a good compromise, right? From the beginning, she hasn't been a big fan of Alan's style per se, and perhaps contributing to her lack of physical attraction for him. So they hit up a personal stylist for a few tips for Alan, a glow up, and then Alan admits to his style icon range from James Bond to Trailer Park Boys. Oh man, he tries on a few ensembles that gain Madison's approval, but is it enough to make her stay home is the big question. Oh, getcha. Amim hasn't heard from him since he went on his weekend trip, and she just isn't sure what is going on with him. Getchy shows up disgruntled, just mad. He claims he doesn't want to go on with the marriage, leading Amin to walk off, but sends a mixed signal when she returns by asking her to play video games. I don't understand, he doesn't want to go on with the marriage, leading Amin to walk off, but then he decides, hey, let's play video games together. He dishes about their marriage problems over martinis with Michelle, who drops a bombshell of her own concerning her theory of who David was really texting that night. She knows she might be spiraling, but she confides to Amim that the text may have been meant for Madison. Drama. Since they were out in the same bar that night, Amim is intrigued by the speculation and tells her to continue to follow her lunch. Look, I'm going to be honest. Akechi gets on my damn nerves, right? You know what I mean? But Amim, bringing this to the tea and talking about this and was like, you know what? Follow your hunch. I loved it. Give me more drama. All right. Michelle agrees to meet with David at their apartment. She reveals that his cousin threw him under the bus, so David rattles off a story that the raunchy text was meant for a mystery woman named Tiffany, whose contact he deleted immediately after. But she isn't buying his latest spin. Not buying the story at all. And I appreciate her standing on business. She was not going to be like, you know what? I believe you. No. He counters, saying that he doesn't get any encouragement or interest from her, even though it was wrong. It was really just a mistake. Married at First Sight. Couples pack and prepare for a couples retreat in Chicago suburbs. Michelle and Amim ride together. David decides to travel there alone since he and Michelle haven't been speaking. Alan designates himself as a chef for the night and prepares a simple but delicious looking meal of shrimp tacos. In the middle of dinner, Akeche shows up carrying a green folder. He rejects Alan's offer to give him a taco. He claims he's allergic to shellfish. Apparently not to the craziness. He is ready. He calls Amim away from the table and he hands her a single sheet with nowhere to sign. Amim smugly refuses to sign the rogue draft and he takes off. The rest of the cast is very annoyed by his antics. Rally around Amim. I get you. Throw him in the trash can, dude. This guy's awful. I don't know. You know, after Juan admits some of Carla's crystals aren't his cup of tea, Michelle suggests David weigh in. David defends himself for texting another female, suggesting Michelle isn't interested in him. Michelle quizzes Alan and Madison over the state of their romance. Madison is uncomfortable and triggered by the questioning and storms off, suggesting she will pack her bags and leave. Uh-oh. This makes everyone even more suspicious to Michelle that she was on the receiving, or she should have been on the receiving end of that text message instead of Madison. Or, sorry, that Madison would have been on the Madison should have been on the other end of that text message from David. This is crazy. Can we get to the bottom of it? I want to see some banging. I want to hear some yelling. I want to hear some screaming. This week's episode was full, like, it was like the teaser. It was like a little bit of tease. Like, we're going to tease you a little bit of what's to come. We know what's to come. Somebody's cheating. They've been promoting it. Let's get it happen. Let's reveal it. Let's put it all on the line for these people. Episode 15. We want it. You know what I mean? Episode 15, season 18, episode 15 of Married at First Sight. We want to hear the drama. We want to hear it. We are ready for it. I am beyond ready to see the drama unfold and see what is next for our couples and see what kind of drama is ready to go down. Folks, let me know what you guys think of this week's episode of Married at First Sight, season 18, episode 14. We'll be back next week to break down episode 15.